What up, guys? Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. So yeah, on the weekends I usually do a chart thread, and I post a bunch of charts with supports, resistances. But today I want to make it into a video, trying something a little different, and actually show you guys how I'm finding these areas, the support areas, the resistance areas, and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. The first one I want to go over is GEGI. Now normally I use the daily chart, but if a ticker's been dead and really hasn't that much volume, you really can't see what's going on. It's pretty much just in the zone down here, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's got like 3 or 4 big volume days, and it's, you know, big candles up and down. I will drop to the 30-minute chart, because as you can see, it gives you more of an outlook what's going on. You really can't tell by just looking at the daily like this. I mean, it's up, it's down. So I'll drop to the 30-minute. It'll break it down a little bit more for you, and you know, give you more of an idea what's going on. So as we know, we saw the pop. It came back down, and the wick touched right here about the 23 area. So I put a support there, and now it's trying. As you can see, it's kind of like a rounded bottom. So it's trying to come back up, and right here it's trying to form a base around the mid 002s, about 0026. So I put a support there. The purple line, which is the 8 MA, I crossed over the 20, and as you can see, it's kind of dragging it up a little bit. So the end of the day, remember, there's a 30-minute chart, so each candle's 30 minutes. So at the end of the day, there was a nice pop, and it closed high of the day at 0035. So I did put a support right around that 003 area, because that was a little bit of resistance. If you're watching level 2 during the day, there was like a 4 million wall there. So that was taken out. I'm not sure if it was taken out or pulled. I think it was taken out because it was decent volume. And that last 30-minute chart was 8 million volume, almost 9. So it could have been taken out. So I have a support there. If that doesn't hold, watch the 26s, and then so on. For a resistance area, I'm going to use the 50 MA as a resistance. So I put a little red line there. Also, you can see this originally held that support, if you can see right here. It held there, it poked below it over there, but then it held again. Then that candle just blew through it. So this is going to act at a little bit of resistance around the higher 30s, and then after that, as you can see, same here. Got rejected here, got rejected there. So we have a little resistance around those mid 40s. And then if it pops, you know, higher than that, you know, you got a wick touch here around the higher 50s. Same thing here. Came right down off those higher 50s. So another resistance line right here. Then, of course, I use my accumulation. It did come down on the drop. Now it kind of mellowed out a little bit. Kind of steady line here. And now it's trying to curl up a tiny, tiny bit. That's probably on this last 30-minute candle there. So definitely keep eye on it. We know the DD. Not going to go too crazy with the DD, but you know, they got the AK, they got the filings coming, the name change, the merger, all that stuff. So keep an eye on it. There is a little gap here, just to keep that in mind. Probably around 17, 18. So if it does happen to fall back here and touch the 23s again, it might fill that gap. If catalysts start hitting, I don't think this gap will be filled right away. So keep an eye on it. That's my take on that one. Next, let's do QEDN. Now, like I said, I want to start with the daily chart. Now this daily shows us a decent amount of what's going on, a decent idea, so I will not use the 30-minute on this one. Let's find our accumulation. Alright, so now remember, this one's daily, so each candle is 1 day. So we got the accumulation that's now starting to curl up. You got a decent day on Friday. This was towards the end of the day. 60 million volume. So I got a support down here at trip 8 and trip 9. For some reason this keeps coming down to trips. I don't know why, but shit. I mean, they had I'll go over the tweet they had this morning. But so I have a support here and here. For resistance, I have a resistance line up here at 19, where it got rejected twice. So I put one there. Remember, these are daily candles. So each day, you know, got denied here, got rejected here, almost pretty much same thing here. Now this morning, they had a tweet that they signed an NDA with Sprouts Farmers Market. That's a big company. It's $1 billion company. It trades at like $25, I believe, somewhere around there. So this is gonna have a decent move, I think, Monday. So right now it's around 14. I'm gonna put a support line there because I have a good feeling this is gonna gap up Monday and have a good day. So I'm gonna put a support right at 14. As you can see, it was rejected here. I'll show you once I make this line here. I put the line there. I changed my color to green because that's our support. And you can see, you know, it got rejected here on June 5th. It got rejected here on the 17th. That's on 60 million volume. This was so. This was a decent resistance area. Now it's going to come. Now it's going to become support. Okay, when resistances break and hold, they become support. This will become a support because of the tweet that we got this morning. That's a big company, so keep eye on that. Like I said, a resistance around 19, and then another one around 29. This is a big one around 29. Got rejected here. Back to November. Okay, so you got November here. You got December, got rejected. You got February. So 29 is a big spot. That breaks, it can go. I mean, that would be 100% up. So you're gonna have from here, you can have 100% is almost around 29. So you can have profit takers at 100% plus your resistance already up there. So that'll be a pretty big resistance. 029, 003, right around that area. So definitely keep this one on watch. What do we got next? Let's do SHMN. This one I didn't do, so we can go over this one together. Again, this one's been pretty dead. I had 2 decent volume days. We had 32 million on Friday and 103 million on Thursday. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Let me look at the 30 minute and see if it breaks down a little better. Yeah, we'll use the 30 minute on this one because look at the daily. I mean, all you have is these 2 candles. Pretty much this has been pretty much dead between 12 and 18. So let's use the 30. And we'll put support around. I would put a support at 16 because you can see a little base form in there. And I would try and do the same thing around 18. So again, I'd put a little support line there. All right, where's the line? There we go. So you got one at 16, you got one at 18. Now this must have been an older resistance that I had there. So let's see why. Yeah, so you see right over here back in January, this is where it got rejected around that 28 area. So we'll keep that one. And we'll put another one over here because this has been rejected in this area around 25. So we're going to put around 25. We're going to make our line red because that's our resistance line. And that's pretty much it. You got the supports here at 16, 18. It got rejected around 25, so I'm going to put a little resistance there. Remember, this is a 30-minute chart, so each candle is only 30 minutes. Okay, let me get our accumulation up here. There's your accumulation. Shot up, a little sideways action back down, and now starting to curl up a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty easy, guys. I mean, this is not rocket science. You find your supports where it held and just put a line there. Now the same thing here, and where it gets rejected, you put a red line there for your resistance. Very simple. This one's supposed to have updates soon, so definitely keep an eye on their Twitter. And we'll move on to the next one. This one, VRUS. This one had a lot of volume. Trip play. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, we can use a daily on this one. Let's see our accumulation. Very up and down. This is a diluter. That's how it got down here. So if you're looking at this chart, you can clearly see a base here. Right down here. That was it, pretty much where it bottomed. Trip 4. So I put a support line there. It got rejected right pretty much at that 50 MA. And you know, 002 is all, that's about 0021, so right before that 50 MA. So you know, traders probably saw that. They know 002 is like a psych resistance area, so they took their profits there. So we're definitely going to put a resistance line right around. We'll make it at 002. It just missed actually hitting 002. There was about, I was watching this one, so there was about 6 million left at 0019 on Friday. And then some profit takers came in. That's fine. You know, it's a good setup, but you know, it's diluted down. The float's small for down here, very small. So, I'm sorry, this needs to be red because this is resistance, this line. So we resistance at pretty much 002. You're gonna have another support here. You're gonna have a support here, probably around 001. That's where that started on Friday. You're gonna put a green line there for your support. So you got supports where it bottomed, 001, resistance around 002. If you want to look at 30 minutes, break it down a little better for you. Pretty much the same thing. Maybe support at 12 on the 30 minute. You can use 12, so say around 12 for your support. And the accumulation, pretty much the same. Slowly coming up, slowly kind of came down a little bit here, and then leveled off a little bit. So yeah, that's about it on this one. Again, it's a dilutive one. They have some updates. They did mention a merger. It's on one of their tweets, I believe. So keep an eye on it. What else do we want to look at? Let's look at some of our long. Oh, this one is my favorite chart. You probably know what it is. BRGC. This thing is just building beautifully. I mean, look at this freaking accumulation. I love this one. Started here, based, leg up, base, leg up, another base, leg up, came back down, touched the support here, shot up, another base, shot up, building another base. I mean, to me, this is like the perfect chart. If you want to look at a chart and see how charts build, this is how a chart builds. Beautifully, you know, it's clear where I put my supports, right where it based. Now these supports were resistances. So any resistances, they become supports. See resistance here? You know, before it came here, this was a red line for me. Came back down, blew past it. Now it's acting as support, you know, right in this area. Same thing here. Rejected at first. Actually came all the way back down to here. Popped up. Came back down. Now it's a support area. All right, this one's great. You know, this is, you know, like I said, this is a perfectly built chart. It's a lithium miner, so it's definitely one to keep eye on. Let's go over another one. XTPT. This is another one of my longer ones. This is the sister company to BRGC. Okay, this is the antimony miner. Definitely keep an eye on this one as well. This is like almost like a mirror image of how it's building like BRGC. The accumulation, you know, same thing. Builds a, you know, support area, pops, comes back down, builds another base, pops, same sort of thing. This you could actually put another support line. Probably drag this one up a little bit and put it over here. It came over here, bounced, came back. Now it's got a pretty solid base here around those mid fours. All right. Again, it's just a company BRGC. You can see clearly how I made those support lines. Bounced off here, made a support line, bounced over here a few times. Again, these are all daily charts, these ones. All daily candles, each candle is 1 day. 30-minute charts, each candle is 30 minutes, okay? But these are daily charts right here. Next one I want to go over is SDRC. This is our gold miner. This is not the ticker. Here we go, OTC. Now this one I haven't charted in a little bit, so we can go over this one together. Again, daily chart. You have a solid support area right around here in these 14s, right here. So the support I believe will hold. Now this was a support here around 17. See, I have my green line, but now it held, then it broke. Then it came back up, and it got rejected there. So I'm going to change that support to a little bit of resistance. Okay, supports become resistances, but also the other way around. Resistances become supports. Same thing. So this was a support when it was up here. It broke. It came down. It popped back up and pretty much got rejected in the same area. Now it's a resistance. Same thing with the same thing the other way, like I showed you on BRGC. Accumulation, little spike down a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. Resistance. Anytime you see the 200 MA, you're going to put a resistance there because most likely it's going to get rejected, or it's going to take a little bit to break it and then hold it. So watch that 200 MA. You can see right here, that's why I got my red line. It got rejected there. Now I got the 200 MA also. So when it does get to this point, 200 MA might be in a different spot, but there'll still be a little bit of resistance there from it getting rejected over here. All right, so you got resistance, supports down here. I don't think this one will break. If it does happen to break, you go by, zoom out a little bit on the chart, and you got 12 down here. Will it get that low? I have no idea, but if it does, I'll be loading some more. All right, what else I want to do? Let's go over CAVR. Another great long hold. Again, accumulation's looking good. You also got right around that 01 area was a very strong support, as you can see all the way back to here, back to April. Support here around 014. This did break the support here, almost touched the 01, came back, and now it held 014 again. See, it held it here, broke it, came back up, held it, so that's why I got a support line here. 02, it's going to be a mental resistance, a psych resistance, and it also got rejected here back in March at 02. So that'll be a resistance area. And then you can see here, rejected, rejected, rejected. This is about 028. You also have the 200 MA, the yellow line, right around 026. So 026 to 028 will be a little bit of resistance as well. Then I just have one way up here, probably from the last time I charted it, at about like 04, but there'll be a little bit in there. Probably around, let's see, held here. Got rejected here, about 035. I'd say around here, about 032. I'll show you why. Put a red line there. You can see here, rejected, rejected. It popped over it. Again, this is daily candles. Didn't last long, came back down. It rejected here, rejected there. It did pop here, but came right back down, and then opened the next day here, and couldn't hold that area. So 033-ish will be a resistance as well. Alrighty, what else? Let's do BYRG. This has a really strong support. Let me show you. 004 was a very, very, very strong support here. I tweeted a bunch of times. I'll watch this area. From all the way back to June of 2021. That support held there. That's why you always zoom out on your charts. Then it held here, same thing. You had a big downward trend line here. That broke it, came down, broke it again, came back above it, and now it's holding it. I can update our support here because I haven't in a couple days. It was 004. It looks like 005 is now trying to build the base there. I'll show you. Make your line green for your supports. You can see right here on the 21st came down, held it. The 22nd didn't even make it down there. The 23rd came down, held it, and the 24th came down and held it. So it's starting to try and build the base around 005 now. All right. So support here, a resistance area. It did pop to 065, so I'm probably going to drag that resistance up here because I'll show you why. Drag it to 065. Look over here. Okay, rejected, 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 all at 0065. So I'm going to put a resistance line there. I want to watch that spot. Okay, After that, there's your 200 MA at 008. So you'll probably see a resistance there as well. It was also rejected there almost 3 times already. So you'll watch that spot next. Remember, resistances do break and they become supports. Supports do break and they become resistances. Always keep that in mind. Okay. Now, what else do we got? Let's do one more. FLRE. As you guys know, I love this one. It's lower volume. It's pretty much just in this channel. It's a daily chart. 004. This base probably moving up to like 00, or those mid to high 4s now. So let's put a line there. You can see it held for 2 days. That's nothing crazy strong, but it did hold for 2 days. The volume is lower, but we'll put a line there for support. Resistance is right around that 200. This thing is thin. I always watch this thing. People are slowly grabbing some. Definitely one to keep eye on. You'll have resistance probably around 007. Not much, I don't think, though. I mean, the volume's been so low. Look at this. It got rejected in this area, but the volume was 483,000, 97,000. I mean, it's nothing. If this area breaks, it's going to shoot to 01. I'm telling you. And they have an update on their site that they should have things going soon. They were held up for years and something. They didn't say exactly what was wrong or what happened, but they were held up for years. Now they're ready to go. Blah blah blah. It's a great setup. Keep an eye on that one. I put a resistance at 01. That's always a psych resistance. Your psych resistances are like 01, 005, all those like solid, even numbers. 0075 maybe, but 005, 01, 02, all those numbers are psych resistances. Oh, everyone's gonna be taking, profits at 01. Everyone's gonna take profits at 02. Always watch those psych resistance areas. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. We went over a bunch. I hope you learned something from this. Can always shoot me a question, ask me in the comments, follow me on Twitter, my Discord, wherever. And I hope you guys have an excellent rest of the weekend. And let's keep the OTC hot. Lots of runners, a lot of holding. Some are pulling back. It's going to happen. You're going to have profit takers and stuff like that. It's only normal. And that's about it, guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. I'll see you on Monday.